Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to Roadmap to 200K. I'm Starla Scribner. So happy to see all your happy, smiling faces. I love it. You guys know I love Mondays. I saw someone post a crying face about it being Monday today, and thank goodness they were a thriver, or I'd have been messaging them. But I'm like, I remember those days when I didn't love Mondays, but dang, I sure do now. So I hope you guys do too, and I hope you're ready for a powerful, powerful day and week and month. Incredible things are going to happen in the month of May. I have a sister-in-law my sister-in-law, I have three sister-in-laws, and we all have the group chat together. And she had taught us this thing. We had a sisters weekend in the fall, and she said she likes to start her month or her week or whatever by saying to herself, I wonder what wonderful things are going to happen this month. And today she sent us all a group text and said, Happy Monday. I wonder what wonderful things are going to happen this month. We're so excited, about blah, blah, blah. So I hope you open your heart and your mind to that as May starts, whatever your goals are, big or small. Around here, you should be thinking big, dreaming bigger. Our topic today came from, I see Chastity, yay! I was thinking there was going to be a time zone issue, but there's not. So when I talked to my mastermind leadership group about like what do we want to talk about? What are the people need to hear? What are your team feeling? What do they need to hear right now in the next couple of weeks? What do we need to cover? And it was all about like not getting distracted. Life happens. Life is stressful. Things happen. Family things happen. Heavy things happen. But how do you stay on track? How do you stay focused? Well, you have to know your why. You have to know your why. You have to know what you're working for, what you're working towards. And then it was like, well, okay, who do we need to talk about that? And it was like unanimous. Everybody started popping up Chastity's name because if you guys know her story, or if you don't know her story, if you've ever heard her speak on any topic before, she is powerful, from the heart, dynamic leader, one of the ultimate OG rock stars. She set the pace from the very beginning. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Chastity, but I'm pretty sure you're the only person that's ever hit 200K in 30 days. And if that's not setting the pace for everyone that launches their Lavelle business, I don't know what is. But there's been a lot of roadblocks and a lot of ups and downs along the way since then, and probably during then. And there's no one better to talk about it or see their way through than Chastity. So I just asked her to share her heart, share her wisdom, to kind of let you guys know sometimes it is about the climb. It's not always about where you're going. It is about the climb. And there are going to be trials and tribulations, but you can't lose track. You can't lose why you're doing what you're doing. You have to keep your eye on the goal and always, always, always push through. So with that, I'm just going to turn it over and let Chastity take it away. Chastity, I'm not even going to interview you because you know what needs to be done. You know what needs to be said. And I'm just going to let you share.
Well, can you hear me okay? I'm in my car, obviously. Okay. Well, talking about distractions, Starla, I had it all in my planner, but just to, you guys know, I lead from real life. And actually, I'm with my sisters right now. We're getting garments for my grandmother. My grandmother passed away unexpectedly last week, and talk about life just happening. Life is going to happen. It's not about if, it is just about when. And I can truly say that I'm so thankful for this opportunity that allows me to still navigate life in the middle of the ugly, in the middle of the valley. And I'm going to tell you, friends, many of you on here, I don't know if everybody has been with us for a while. I don't know if you're brand new, but I'm going to tell you, you are going to have, not just in life, but in this business, you're going to have peaks and valleys. You are going to get distracted. Thank you for Susan sending me that message. She was like, I'm like, oh no, Starla's going to be freaking out. But guys, this is just it. We lead from real life so that people can see we are human. We are not, and that was a great introduction, but that getting to 200K in 30 days was about building relationships and doing life with people for 8 years. My team Starla as a sideline, Susan as a sideline, they are people and they matter. The sale is great, helping someone change their life physically, emotionally, helping them have some extra wiggle room in their budget is great. But doing life with them is what is going to keep them there. They are going to know that they matter. They are going to know that you truly genuinely care. But what happens when you can't show up for them? You can't really show up for yourself. How do you keep your team going? How do you keep people engaged? And that is starting right now. I always say I'm so thankful for my faith before I had to completely depend on it with everything that I have. I am so thankful for the foundation of this team. My goals, my success was to build layered leadership before I ever needed to ever have to step away. You know, I was that person that said, I'm never going to step away. I'm always going to be in phase one. I'm always going to be in zone one. Last year in June, physically, I could not even show up. Then life happened. If you don't know my story, I lost my best friend and love of my life in February. And I'm going to tell you, if I'm being honest, I didn't want to go on. I didn't have that will to just keep fighting through this. You know, my kids are grown. They have their worlds and their lives. You're fine. And I'm like, what do I do now? You can leave it on. What do I do now? And so I know that my purpose and passion is women. I know that my purpose and passion is troubled teens. And I've created what I love to call legacy income that started with a VIP 800 and a VIP 1600. Legacy income did not start overnight. So because I have been head down, butt up for 8 years. Now in this season, last year in June in the season, the work that I had done, the ground that I had tilled, you know, it gets dry here in Texas. You've got to break through that soil. I was able to sit back and go, guys, I need some time. And you know what? I'm so thankful. Y'all can still hear me okay, right? I'm so thankful for my leadership that I could just say, you know what? I can't show up right now. I can't show up for anybody, much less myself. So here's what I want to say. First of all, where are you? Did you wake up this morning and take your capsules? Did you wake up this morning and feel your capsules is what I want to ask you. Because we get into our new normal, right? And we just take our capsules, we drink our lifestyle mix and put on that DFT, we're good to go. But I'm going to challenge you this month. I want you to feel those capsules. Feel what you felt when you first got started, okay? What was it that started you on the product? For me, it was the product. It was not a business. I was in corporate America, had a very successful career. It was not about a business. It was about the product. I'm going to tell you, last year in June, when I was very, very sick and my family almost had to make decisions that they shouldn't have to make. And now having to just pull myself up and out of the bed, the product's still working, my friends. The product is still working. You have to meet it in the middle. You have to be the one that says, okay, I'm going to recognize what this product is doing for me. The reason we can't share our product is because we don't know what it's doing for us anymore. We take it for granted that we're getting out of the bed. We take it for granted that we're in the garden. We take it for granted our new normal. I want you to go back. You know, if you need to do a detox, then detox. But I need you to go back and feel your product again. Then I want you to go back and I want you to go, what was it that I spent my first $400 cash on when I started this business? Many of you have made millions of dollars. Maybe you've made $500. You forgot what that $400 did for you back in the beginning. Friends, I've had to make decisions in the last 90 days. And this isn't a financial claim. This is my truth. But because of an opportunity that I said yes to, and an opportunity that I didn't just say yes to, I committed to, I now don't have a third loss of another income, having to see how much I can sell. Can I honor my husband in the proper way that I want to honor him? Like, I have choices and I have options that I can tell you 8-9 years ago, I would not have had. So my gratitude that I feel for this product and this business, I'm going to tell you right now, I feel it. And let me just say, if you have children, drop it in the comments below. How many of us wish our children would just listen to us and learn from us instead of having to go through it. Okay, if you're the parent and you say yes, I want to say this to you. I'm your friend. I am your friend. I am a business partner. Can you please just listen to me? I pray that life never takes you down a journey that just rocks you to your core. But before you need options in your life, go create those options. Before you have to depend on your body to show up for you, take that product and meet that product in the middle. Hydrate your body, move your body, and then think about somebody like me that life has kicked me inside out and upside down. What if Amber would not have introduced this product to me? And what if she wouldn't have pushed it to that next level and introduced this to my business? Who's out there, my friend, that you don't know right now? Maybe they're walking through something. Maybe they're going to walk through something. And maybe in 8 years from now, they're going to walk through something. And you can look them in the face. Don't you dare back down and apologize for introducing them to the product. Here's the thing. They have a decision to make. In the last 90 days, people will send me something and they'll say, I've just been praying about this and God showed me this. And I'm like, you know what? That's confirmation. That's confirmation. I'm also very careful who I allow to speak into my life. And here's the thing. If God's talking to you about me, he's going to be talking to me about me too. So I am very quick on my discernment, but listen to this. If you reach out to somebody that you're building connection with, and I said in the beginning, I've had a community, a tribe surround me during this season of my life because I have cared about people before I've cared about a paycheck. And that's one thing I honestly can say from the bottom of my heart. That's always been my motto. But what I say to you is that person that you're going to introduce this business to, that person that you're going to introduce this product to, someday they may be sitting in the middle of their valley going, I am so thankful that they were brave enough to reach out to me. Here's the deal. You give them an opportunity, you give them the product, and then you give the decision to them. But don't miss a decision. Don't miss an opportunity. Don't miss a decision to say, you know what? I am going to offer this to you. You can tell me no. You can think I'm crazy. Friends, Maria says it all the time. I'm so thankful that everybody's opinion and decisions from my life was not my reality. Because I have had people come back into my life. I have joined a club I don't want anybody to ever join. But you know what? Those people in the club are struggling with right now, sleeping at night, getting out of the bed, secondary loss of income. What do I have? And I maybe it's my own kind of that mind game because, the battlefield is here in this mind. My cousin always tells me I'll say something. I'm like, I know what you're thinking. She's like, what you thinking? Like, quit putting words in her mouth. You don't know. But I always think like, how can I still share a product because I'm grieving? How can I still talk about all my stuff? I'm grieving. You know what? I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I made the tough decision to walk out of corporate America and take a risk on myself and say, you know what? I can do this. If she can do it, I can do it. And, we look around, we do that comparison and compete. You have to look on your inward self and say, what is it that I want from this business? And what is it that I want from this product right now? This isn't something that I have shared a whole lot with a lot of people, but the morning that my husband passed, I was on the phone with 911, and I'm sharing this because you guys are leaders and it's a safe space, but she kept telling me, you got to pick him up. You've got to move him. And friends, I wasn't strong enough physically. And I've set a goal that I will never be not strong enough physically. So if y'all see me jacked up with big muscles, mind your business, okay? But it's a thing that not only do I want to be physically strong if anybody ever needs me again, but I want to be mentally strong. I want to be emotionally strong. I want to be physically strong. I never want to have to make a decision where I can't lay my husband to rest peacefully, or I can't say yes to my grandkids wanting something for school or whatever that is. It doesn't have to be a tragic moment, but be proactive with the opportunity that you have and the one health that you have. It's up to you. It's up to you to decide to take care of your body. It's up to you to decide, you know what? Life just knocked me in the teeth, but I'm going to get back up and I'm going to figure the dang thing out. One step at a time, one foot in front of the other. Do people leave this business? Absolutely. I'll never forget the day I lost my first 200K. I've had millionaires leave this business and go somewhere else. It's a knock in the teeth. But guess what? You got to keep going. You got to get back up. I started self-developing. I started doing the skills that I needed before anybody ever walked away from my team. I started building the foundation of a good customer base, of a good foundation of levels of leadership before I ever needed my team to stand on their own 2 feet. Now I'm getting up and I'm waking up and I'm feeling my capsules. And along with, like I said, feeling your capsules, I want you to take time to be grateful for that. I am so thankful for the innovation and the technology that we have. In the middle of craziness of life, guys, it is still capsules, lifestyle mix, DFT done. Anything else? Last year in June, it was that thirst and blast. I mean, like crazy. Yesterday, if I'm being honest, I wanted a White Claw, but instead I grabbed our ooey and I had that just because my mind right now and White Claw are not a perfect combination. Girl, you need to, remember you're a Christian and you love Jesus. So I still got a lot of hurt and bitterness going on in there. So I'm just keeping my levels right. And it's just about doing the life with the people. And you've got to get out there and find those people that need what you have, want what you have. And the thing is I never drag anybody along. I never drag them along, but I don't miss an opportunity to say, you know what? I'd love to travel with you. I'd love to see you taking your health back. I'd love to see you having some more wiggle room in your budget. And so, Starla, I'll pass that back and let you, if there's any questions, but that's my pulse. And if you've been on any lives with me, you're going to hear the same thing over and over. But I'm so passionate about, we get one body, we get one health choice every single day. And I don't care if you have sucked it up for the last 40 something years, today is a new day to start over. Options with our finances. The biggest thing, and I know we can't make this claim, is financial freedom. Financial freedom, not owing. I always say this. I love the scripture in Romans where it says, I want to own no man but to love him. And that is the greatest gift that we can give, is love. And that is through our time, our talent, our resources. What do you have? You have the same product I have. You have the same business opportunity that I have. Who will you be brave enough to share it with? And I will always say, I'm so thankful, one, for Amber picking up this troubled teen. I was a teenage runaway. That's a whole nother live for y'all, okay? That's why I have a passion for teens. I was a teenage runaway knothead, and Amber would pick me up in her big old hoopty car, and who'd known 20-something years later, she'd be picking me up in life and loving me through this. So we don't just do life together. We do life, we do death, we do success, we do failures. My sister's freaking out, she's driving. But it is about, what will you do with this chance that you have? So Starla, any questions for me? I'm sorry for being late, but just love me. We were trying to find my grandma some appropriate garments, and we actually looked for some thongs, and we were like, Grandma,
Oh my
would
gosh.
she doesn't even like tattoos. So we were having some good memories together, just thinking about the good life that she lived. So anything you want to ask me, or anything else you want?
Yes, I've got a couple things to say, and I'm glad you showed up. I don't care that you were late. So first of all, I mean, gosh, I already wrote a whole page of just quotes. This is chastity wisdom here. And I won't have to re-go over all that because you just said it all, but I truly, and have always felt God placed us here for a reason. Like, I even prayed for you this morning, Chastity, or prayed for the people that got on today. Whoever listened to this today would get from you the words that they needed to hear, or the message that God wanted them to have. And I truly believe we're all here for a reason. We were shared Thrive. Someone shared Thrive with us for a reason. And this whole journey, it all happens for a reason. So it is no accident that we're here. Whatever you do with it is God giving you the boat to be safe in the flood, but you have to make the decision to get in the boat, or wherever you're going to go from there.
Or build the boat.
Right. Even if the boat is rocking, I think people start making it hard. In the beginning, for me, I was just excited. There was no pressure. I felt good. I wanted to get it for free, but if I didn't, that was okay. I had time to get it for free. The fast start bonuses put a little timeline, but I wasn't doing this for a business. I was just excited. I felt so freaking good. So I didn't make it hard, but you always get to a point and you start learning and you hear it from others and you're comparing yourself, you start making it hard. Or you start having leaders that were one time on fire and y'all were in the zone and thinking exactly alike and they knew what to do and they were doing it. And then all of a sudden they fall off because they let life distract them and they forget the opportunity we have here. Physically, emotionally, financially, this changes our world, where we can turn around and change the world. There's nothing else out there like it that can bring the kind of income and purpose and passion that this brings to us and everyone around us. So yes, there are distractions if you let it happen, but no matter what happens in life, this is still it. This is where God brought us for a reason. So something you just said made me want to get that out there and to stop making it hard. People need this. If you start feeling like you're pushing it or selling it, it's because you forgot, like Chastity said, what it did for you in the beginning and why you got excited. And now you feel like you're selling it instead of sharing what people need.
Charlotte, can I interject? Just, and I apologize. I don't want to, but I want to say something that's just, I feel like God's putting in my heart. Ecclesiastes says there's a time and season for everything. Maybe you feel like, and I just am sharing this, I don't know who it's for, but maybe you feel like your season has changed. Friend, you're in some season, winter, spring, summer, or fall. Okay. You're in a season. What has changed in your season? If you are, like I said, I've joined a club that I never wanted to join, but I can look around and say, what are the needs of the women that I'm around? They need energy. They need to rest at night. They need another income. What happens, I think, Starla, is we stay in that season and we don't look around and go, okay, it's winter. We would expect it to be ice and gray and gloomy. We wouldn't expect full blooms and flowers and everything to be great. We would look around and we would figure out, what do I need to, if it's cold and we have a tree that might snap, we need to go ahead and cut that tree down so it doesn't fall on our house. We might need to weed when it starts to get spring. So I think what happens is people get stuck and life has taken them into a new season, but they're staying in the old season. Or life has unexpectedly catapulted them into a new season. And all of a sudden it's spring and it's growth and people are coming in and they're asking about their business. But in winter, they didn't prepare. They didn't self-develop. They didn't get ready to lead the masses. So when those people message them and say, hey, I'm ready to do this startup thing, they're like, I don't know what to do. And they're going, hey, Starla, what I do? And you're going, you've been thriving for 7 months. What do you mean? Or 7 years? What do you mean you don't know what to do? It's because you're not preparing. The next season will come. Guys, if you have a pulse, you have a purpose. And the next season will come. I don't care how bad or good it gets. You have to look around. Am I in a new season? Are my kids in college now? Or are my kids in high school now? Are my kids playing sports now? Are they not in sports now? What is the environment around you? And your business should adapt to that. Do you have new people? Are you connecting with those new people the way you connected in the beginning? So I wanted to say that because I felt like somebody is staying stuck in the season that they're in. You know, I just went through a very dark season. I feel like my season is kind of cloudy right now, but I'm doing new things. I'm stepping into new things slowly, surely. And as I look around, as I start to look at my environment that I'm in, who knew? Can I express what I'm doing to stay awake during the day? What am I doing to stay being able to rest at night? What am I doing to being able to stay afloat? How am I able to build this business still from my phone? So if you're staying in a season that you shouldn't be in, I want to encourage you to go ahead and step on in, take off that hoodie and the winter clothes, put on that summer garment, and be ready to walk into some newness. So I wanted to share that, and that was heavy on my heart, so I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And that, you're so eloquent with your words and the way that you phrase everything. It's so different from me and the way I phrase things. So I think that's wonderful for people to hear. I have a couple of things. I see Betty put over here in the chat, if you can only do one IPA today, what would you do? But before she put that, I was going to ask you, when you were initially growing, maybe even compared to now or not compared to now, what are the things that you did or do daily to grow. And then on a flip side, so you can just say all this at once if you want. You said that you had a lot of leaders. I mean, you've had leaders leave before, maybe not a lot. We all have, right? I mean, I always say the people who got me to 12K are not the ones with me today. The people who got me to 200K may or may not be with me today. A lot of people are still thriving, but they're not working the business. But how do you lose 200Ks and Lavelle millionaires on your team and keep going? How did you not let that stop you? Because that, you inspire me, because I've watched you do it. I don't know how you did it, but I've watched you do it. So share with everyone, when people drop off and leave and they lose focus or lose vision, or maybe never caught it to begin with, how do you carry on?
Think about it in this way, Starla. What's something that you've wanted to do in your life and you've put it off? People can encourage you all day long. They can say, oh, you need to do this. I think you need to, when you started running, that, somebody might have inspired you. Maybe you saw someone else running, but until you made that choice in your heart to do it, no one else can do that for you. And that's the same thing with the opposite of that. If you are going to lose rank, people are going to fall off, and you're going to let that dictate your future, you as a leader, there's nothing you can do with that person, because they've given up on themselves. And we hear about that, believe in them more than they believe in yourself. I have believed to the core in people, and they absolutely could not believe in themselves. So what I will say is, it's layer work. That not believing in themselves started as a little girl. That not believing in themselves started as a teen. That not believing in themselves started when they were told no in their high school something. Until they do that layer work, they are going to feel defeated in this industry. And if I can just be honest and tell you, you will get your feelings hurt. You will be disappointed. You will be let down. But you have to understand that you can't take it personal when somebody else walks away. You can just look at yourself in the morning and say, am I doing those income producing activities? Someone asked that question. Here's what I do. One thing that is income producing activity for me is I take and feel my product every single day. And because I take and feel my product every day, I can wear my DFT boldly. I can make a post on social media confidently without, in the beginning, 8 years ago, people would say, it's placebo, it doesn't work. We started Flex Friday as a team. There was a CrossFit gym, and they were putting duct tape with their little sweet and low packages and like, hey, we're Flex. And I'm like, keep on. Any type of marketing you want to do, negative or positive, just keep it coming, because I believed in the product. There was no one that could deny what this product had done for me. And I am not thankful yet for my health taking a dip last year in stupid COVID. And I'm not thankful for the journey that I'm walking through now, but I can tell you, my product freaking shows up every single day. But it doesn't jump, even though it's jumper cables, it does not jump out of the packaging and drop into my mouth. I have to make the conscious choice to take those capsules every single morning. So that's a choice, but that's where I can meet the product in the middle. What do? I love memories. I love to go back, and if someone was doing VIP 800, 1600 8 years ago, I'm like, oh my gosh, Starla, this was such a beautiful time. Girl, do you remember what you spent that $400 on? Those are the kind of messages I send to them, and they're going, oh my gosh, I spent that $400 on my kids' camp. Lord, I wish I had that $400 again. Girlfriend, let's do this thing. So I don't make it awkward. I don't make it weird. I expose someone to the product and the business every single chance I get. I am a face-to-face. I love to do I don't like belly to belly, because that sounds like, unless I had abs to abs, I don't like the word belly to belly. So I love a face-to-face, and I love that we're taking these masks off so I can see if people are smiling or if they're frowning, so that I can know how to step into their space. And unless they tell me to get out of my bubble. But I love to talk about, if you talk to me, you're going to hear about my kids, my grandkids, my Jesus, my Thrive, until you tell me to shut up. That's where I'm at in life. And it's really cool. I don't believe that it took me this to get me here, but this is where I was 8 years ago. Starla, I was passionate. I was grateful. I was so thankful for this business and for the product that I didn't care what people said. And life right now. You can still hear me, right? We have too many distractions in our life. You know, people will say, I don't have time. I dare you, just you, go look how much screen time you're spending. How much time are you on social media? And out of that 5 hours a day, how many people did you introduce to the product? How many people did you get in their cloud office, in their, in their messenger, in their space? How many people did you go dig up and find in your cloud office because maybe a 200K, 80, 1200K lost their way and they're still ordering? What about that balance order that's in your cloud office that should matter to you? They should matter to you because that balance order could be your next 200K that compresses all the way up to you. It's about what you want to do with this opportunity. Camper said it at Palooza, and I've been saying it. The enemy should have taken me out when he had the chance. And you will literally have to take me out in order for me to quit talking about Jesus, quit talking about Thrive, quit talking about my product. Like you're gonna have to take me out. And the enemy messed with the wrong warrior. He, in the morning, I feel like he's like, oh crap, she's up again. And dang, now she took those capsules. There's no hope for me. So he goes on to the next person. So I believe we're warriors and we got to find that fight within us. You know what your IPAs are. What is it that has gotten you where you were able to look in your cloud office? You know, if Paul were to call you and say, hey, what's your PPA? Are you embarrassed? Or are you proud? What were you doing when you were proud of that PPA? Was it, well, I don't want to message people because I don't want to be salesy. What if they're going to walk through something and they're going to need this business? They're going to need options. Are you going to take that? You wouldn't knowingly take, I know y'all wouldn't knowingly take this away from them. What if they're going to walk through something where they need their body to be strong and healthy? No, you wouldn't knowingly take that away from them. So what were you doing? Were you being annoying AF in the beginning? Okay, well, maybe you need to change that just a little bit, but you need to get back to that passion. I want to think I wasn't annoying because I've always loved, I've always cared, I've always had a passion. And guess what? The commercials on TV are annoying. The things that I see, the billboards that I see all the time, they're annoying. What right now people are asking me is, how are you continuing to go forward? How do you stop it? Like, they want to know the answer to those things because we are in a non-typical industry with a non-typical product. So you've got to expose it to people. And I'm going to tell you, if there's those people that were thriving 5-6 years ago, you better be hitting them back up because they're coming back. They are coming back, my friend, and they will either thrive with you or somebody else. Do not back down. So IPA, I love, and you know, you can look at it. Is this really income? Is this going to put income into my check? Well, here's the thing. If I'm reaching back out to someone that, you know, VIP 808, 8 years ago, it's a 50-50 shot. Will they start thriving with me? Again, that's income producing activity. The other thing that's income producing activity for me is to keep this head strong, because I don't know if someone's going to call and complain. During COVID, I had more complainers than I knew what to do with, about shipping, about all of the things. Instead of people being solutionists, they were complaining about everything. So you got to keep this mind strong. You've got to do something every single day that builds your mind to be stronger. The other thing is, if you're in corporate America, if you're listening to this and you're at a job, you probably got into work and you checked your email, right? Because why? Maybe your boss, whatever you need to do for the day, is going to come in the form of an email. You've got to be logging into that cloud every single day, multiple times a day. And I guarantee you, if you feel like nothing's happening in your business, take a look and see what other people have done in their business today. Somebody else in your organization, go love on them, go congratulate them, go encourage them and inspire them. I always say, if you have a need, plant a seed. If you need some momentum in your team, go create momentum. If you need somebody to encourage you and love on you, go encourage and love on someone else. If you need to get your body stronger, go out there and encourage someone that is working on their good, healthy choices. Go plant a seed when you have your greatest need, and it will change everything. We could go through the IPAs over and over and over. I have different leaders in my team, and our IPAs look incredibly different. But you can look at your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A lot of times we think that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is, I got to tell 5 people about Thrive, and I don't want to do that. Well, I can tell you right now, I want to tell 5 people about Thrive. I want to. I never want another woman to have to walk through financial struggles and walk through life and challenges alone. I never want a single mama not to be able to give her baby the options that this business can give. Do I know for sure that she can make this work? No, but I can tell you, if she has a why and she has a passion. When I rose back up the day after, if y'all saw, I did a 5K the week after we laid my husband to rest, actually the day after we laid him to rest. And I said, you know what? I told my family, don't you dare let me not run this run, because 10 years from now, I will not look back on the day that I laid my husband's physical body to rest and say I stayed in bed. And if you have to do that, I'm not guilting anyone to that. But I said 10 years from now, this will not be my story. I'm thinking of my story 10 years from now. 10 years from now, I will say, I laid him sweetly to rest, and then I got my ass back up and I looked at life in the face. And I'm going to tell you, on that run, people were asking me, what is that on your arm? People were asking me the question. I ran into people that I hadn't seen in a long time, that I didn't know were following me on social media. Even in that moment, I was able to show up for other people. And I'm going to tell you, you want something to change your business, show up for other people, do for other people, share some extra product that you have on your shelf, bless somebody else in your immediate area, in your community. That's some IPA for you. That's right there going to change everything. You're going to not focus on the people that gave up. Yes, check back in with them, love on them, meet them where they're at. Maybe they had a life-changing situation that they just need some time to realize, I'm on my back, so if I can look up, I can get up. Love them where they are. Don't forget them, but you cannot stay there. You cannot stay stuck. You cannot stay in a stagnant position. You've got to get yourself back up. And I don't know what your heart is. I don't know what you're walking through, and I don't know if you're sitting on the mountain. But this right here is how I build this business. Through the tears, through the hard, through the setback, through the life. And if I'm still breathing, I still have a purpose. I still have women that I need to reach. I still have young teens that I need to bring into space and teach them to self-develop and self-care for themselves. And thank you, Paul and Jason, for an opportunity, a business, y'all, that we can create millions of dollars, whether we want to spend it, whether we want to invest it, whether we want to plant it in a box in the backyard. I don't care what you do with it, but don't you freaking waste it. Your life, your health, or this opportunity. You decide, what are your IPAs? What are your routines? I can tell you, every time life has set me back, whether it's losing someone, a great customer, whatever, I've created default habits. I know every morning I wake up and I'm grateful. I know every morning I take those capsules. I know every Tuesday I look into that cloud office. So I better not just be looking on Tuesday. I better be looking at every day and remember that reward that I get on Tuesday came from what I did on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And guess what? Sometimes Wednesday I didn't show up. So guess what? Thursday, I got to put in some overtime. Sunday, I may have to pull double and swing shifts, but that's what we get. It is the reward that we have. Lavelle's given us a product. Paul and Jason have given us an opportunity. Will you meet it in the middle, like what I said? The capsules aren't going to jump in my mouth and go down my throat. I have to make the decision. Those people are not going to come into your world right now. They are looking at you. They're looking at Starla's. They're looking at Susan's. They're looking at Chas and going, she's got it all together. I can't sell like her. You need to go back where you were when you started and let people see where you were, who you were, how bad you needed this product. Get rid of the filters, get rid of the eloquent posts, and just go back. Now, don't do some posts. Some posts I look at and I'm like, I cannot believe I posted that. Like, that was me. But you know what? I look at it and it was like 78 comments of, what is that? What are you doing? And I'm thinking, maybe I do need to go back to the hot mess, more of a hot mess, not well written, because people want us to be real. We're taking the mask off in real life. Let's take off the filter in real life. And I'm all about a cute photo, but let's be vulnerable. We were vulnerable in the beginning. We were telling how we didn't like to do our laundry. We didn't like to work out. We were telling all the things. Now we just got, thank you, Lavelle, for some Botox and some injections and some hair extensions and some, we got all the things. So we just showing up all fabulous. We need to remember where we come from. We need to remember what we have our hands on, and it's time to get to work. I have people in my local community that have never heard about Thrive. That's an opportunity. It's my responsibility to get out there and share it. So There you go. That was a long answer to that one.
I love it. Well, I asked you like 4 questions all in one. So I love that. This is what I wrote from that. Well, first of all, there is absolutely no business or industry out there that will create purpose and passion like what y'all just heard. Purpose and passion is why we do what we do. This one is what creates that. I love that. You said something about corporate America, or, you know, people getting sidetracked and doing other things, which is all fine and dandy. However, I was listening to a podcast from Grant Cardone this weekend. I was driving to meet Miss Ashley for an event, had time in the car. I feed my mind positive things, which I know is one of Chastity's default habits that she does in the morning. So instead of listening to music, I was listening to a podcast. I decided to switch it up and listen to him. And I was floored when, in the middle of a millionaire mindset podcast, Grant Cardone which is like one of the probably the richest men ever, he said, network marketing, if you're not in it, you need to be, because it provides instant access to a network of like-minded people committed to helping others and improving your conditions. And that is wealth creation. He also said, if you want to stay motivated and grow to your full potential, you should be reading 1 book a week, whether you like to or not. And if you don't like to read, listen to it on audio. But most Americans read 1 book a year, and they are average. If you want to be better than average, which you do, or you wouldn't be on this Zoom, read more, listen to more, feed your mind with good things. Like I've already messaged Chas and said, I need to connect with you more. Like our minds, we just sync. And plus I need to learn her eloquent way of saying things. So that's it. Are there any other questions real quick? Y'all pop it in the thing. Otherwise I'm going to let you get back to your family duties with your sisters. Thanks so much for taking the time for us. I know that
we're gonna let them buffer a little bit if there is a question they have. And guys, y'all are welcome to send Starla a list and I can reply or do a little video. But here's the thing. I noticed yesterday when I was sitting by the pool with some of my girlfriends, we were talking about things to do, how to gather women together, we weren't sitting around talking about our husbands, talking about how our jobs suck, talking about how bad our kids are. Like, the conversation is different when you're around people that think different. And I want you to, just like I said, people are going to say they don't have any time. You're saying you don't have any time. Take a look at where are you spending your time? We have enough time. And then what is the conversation that's happening around you? I have several leaders. I have one in particular, Natasha. She always has done this for 8 years almost. She'll say, this is a situation, but here's the solution. And I always love that. Like, we don't stay for 30 minutes talking about Sally just left the team and she's trying a new product. And you know what? Let's see who we can connect underneath her just to make sure nobody gets left behind. I hope I didn't lose you guys. Hold on. All right, there, y'all there? Okay. So the thing is that what is the conversation around you? Whether that's conversation like Starla said in the podcast, if that's you think about it like this. When you put on an old country song, some country song is going to make you in your feels. You're going to get your dog back, your couch back, your ex-husband back. Lord have mercy. You're going to get, you know what? Sometimes you should change that. You need to be like, drop it like it's hot. Like, you got to change. How fast does that music change your whole vibe? Think about the people that you're allowing to speak into your life. What are they talking about? Are they talking about how they are stressed out? Their bills are crazy. Oh my gosh, sorry, this is a whole nother life. But let me tell you. So I joined these groups. Obviously, I'm a group joiner, but I'm relevant to the groups. I joined these groups and the groups that I never ever wanted to be in. And they are it was so dark. I found myself in those groups just crying and crying. I'm like, I'm out. It's not that I don't want to grieve. It's not, but a woman, she said, I joined another group and she said, I'm struggling at night. So what I did was I went and got a night job. I'm a nurse. She had a solution. I'm like, these are my girls. These are my girls. What are we going to do to overcome this hell that we're walking through right now. That's what I want to be surrounded by, not poor, pitiful me. Yes, I'm going to have poor, pitiful days. You're going to have poor, pitiful days. But who's going to surround you and go, okay, sister, if you haven't ever heard the story of the elephant, I'm rocking my cool elephant right now. You got to go. I challenge you to go read it. Jen Hatmaker talks about the story of the elephant, talks about surrounding our women, whether we're in a season of birth, we're in a season of death, we're in a season of life and growth. Who is surrounding you? Friends, you got to protect that space. You got to protect that mind at all costs. You got to protect your business at all costs. You got to protect your product. Don't give it away. Put value in what you have. So I just want to challenge you and I want to encourage you. I don't know if you're walking through hard or you're standing on the mountain today. Go be annoying. Go out there and offer somebody this solution to their situation. They could have been praying this morning, Lord, I just need a breakthrough. And here you come with a confirmation and you create a dynamic that they never had. Love those people that have gotten distracted, that have given up on themselves. Revisit them once a month. Look in your cloud, revisit that once a month. But guess what? Some people can't go where you're about to grow, and you get to decide, will you water or will you let your season go into drought? Man, I don't know what life's going to bring. I don't even want to say what life's going to bring me tomorrow, because I've learned life can shake you up inside, outside, upside down. But what I can promise is what I'm going to do with today. What will I do with today? Will I decide to be distracted by people? Will I decide to be distracted by social media? Will I decide to be distracted by compare and compete? No, today I will be focused. Today, I will have a clarity and a mindset, even though I'm dealing with something hard today. I'm going to tell you, she's not in here right now, but I have a sister that doesn't thrive with me. Do you think she's not listening? Does you think she's not recognizing that I'm working and I'm still getting paid to do this? Do you think she's not seeing her sister like be there for them, create options? Like, people are watching you, but what are they seeing? That's up to you. You get to decide. So go out there and freaking leave your legacy, leave your mark. When you go, friends, I'm going to tell you, it all stays here. Every bit of it, everything that you're working hard for, everything you're holding close and dear, it all stays here. Most important thing you're going to leave behind are the people. What is the fingerprint that you're going to leave on their life? So I love y'all big. I'm sweating and I got to go be in and love on my people. So love you big, Starla. Thank you for giving me grace and for loving me today.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you more than you know. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave you with this phrase she just said, and then y'all go have an aggressive week. Some people can't go where you're about to grow. So y'all go get it done. Love ya. See you next week.